the protesters and the demonstrators, but actually they didn't target their heads or necks or chests, but they shot 4 protesters in shoulders and legs and so on. Now hundreds of people succeeded to enter the headquarters of the state security, and I'm in the guards of the building now. The rest of the officials, the state security officers and soldiers are surrounded in a room. The last room, which is not entered by the protesters. The military forces are trying to protect the state security, but in cooperation and in a peaceful setting with protesters. They are now getting us out of the building, and they are shooting fire in the air to secure the rest of the officers. We are now hundreds or maybe thousands of Alexandrian protesters. A minority of the protesters are seeking for revenge. Some political activists, some Salafists who were arrested and tortured in this building or underground, under its ground. This is the situation now. No victims till this moment, but there are 4 people who are put in non-sensitive places in their bodies.
Okay, sir. Thanks for the update there from Alexandria. Now, all this is in stark contrast to events in the capital. Egypt's new Prime Minister was welcomed as a guest of honor among protesters in Cairo's Tahrir Square. Essam Sharaf urged demonstrators to cooperate and do their part to, quote, rebuild the country. Raya Rage was among the crowds and sent us this report.
Crushed in a sea of humanity, Egypt's new Prime Minister arrives in Tahrir Square. A scene so momentous in this country, many could not believe it was actually happening. An official of such ranking in a rally that large, that exposed. We love you, the crowd chanted.
I'm here because I get my legitimacy from you. I will exert all my efforts to respond to your demands, and if I fail, I will join you.
As the crowd demanded the ouster of all of the previous regime's men, the Prime Minister urged patience and called on protesters to help him rebuild Egypt. Essam Sharaf's appointment is being celebrated as yet another victory of people power. For weeks, protesters had called for his Mubarak-appointed predecessor to go. But there are still other demands.
The emphasis of these protesters now is mainly state security, the Ministry of Interior's most feared arm. They would like to see that apparatus completely dissolved and those who issued the orders to fire on protesters during the uprising held accountable.
Releasing all political prisoners is yet another pressing issue. On Thursday, authorities released 2 sentenced leaders of the previously outlawed Muslim Brotherhood group. Showing up in Tahrir, they thanked the military but asked for more.
We were released on medical grounds, but we want the verdicts completely dropped. We also want back our businesses that were shut down and confiscated. We want our stolen rights back.
Similar demands echoed by many, including this man, who asked the new government to restore the wealth squandered by the old. Calls for a better life in a new country. Raya Rage, AlJazeera, Cairo.
You're watching Al Jazeera, bringing you extensive coverage of events in Libya and the rest of the Arab world. Still ahead, the role played by spiraling food prices in Libya's revolution. Could things get worse than they are now? And Iraqi ultimatum. Protesters press the government for a better deal.
Welcome back. First, starting in Japan as well as into the Korean Peninsula. We're looking at a fairly nice day on Saturday. That's all going to change, though, as we go into the next couple of days. So we got some weather coming in from China. As you can see here, we're looking at partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions from most of the region on Saturday. But that, like I said, is going to change. Take a look what's happening as we come with that rain shower activity out of the southwest. That's going to be a big problem, bringing some very heavy rain showers, not only for Japan, but of course across most of China as we go from Saturday as well as into Sunday. Notice how that green area starts to really envelop most of China. We are looking at rainy conditions for Shanghai at 10 degrees there. Hong Kong, partly cloudy conditions, about 23 degrees, but down to the south, we're looking at 31 for Manila with some rain showers in their forecast. Now, rain showers are going to be a big problem across the northern part of Australia as well. Right here, we're going to be seeing in the Northern Territory some flood warnings in effect. That's going to start to move towards Queensland over the next day or so. Brisbane, about 27 degrees. You're going to be warm, but we have a frontal boundary right here. You can see just to the south, Sydney at 21, as well as Melbourne at 23 degrees. And for Christchurch, we do want to take a look at their forecast over the next day. We're looking at some improving conditions for them. We are going to see some rain showers on Sunday. By the time we get to Monday, that should all be out of their forecast for them.
What Gaddafi has done, he dismantled or destroyed the system in the country.
As chaos and violence sweep across Libya,
they're living through fear, they're living through a nightmare.
They're using ammunition, live ammunition.
Al Jazeera hears from those who have lived in fear of Gaddafi's regime.
We don't want him to leave. We want to arrest him. 42 years is too much.
Libya, a state of terror. At this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. The top stories. Forces loyal to Libya's leader have been trying to regain control of the closest to opposition-held city to the capital. Friday's assault on AlJazeera appeared to be the strongest yet by Gaddafi's troops. 2 U.S. transport planes have landed in Tunisia carrying supplies for refugees fleeing the uprising in Libya. On board are plastic tents, blankets and water containers. And clashes have broken out between security forces and protesters in the Egyptian city of Alexandria. Unconfirmed reports say at least one person has been killed and 2 wounded. The United Nations recently announced that global food prices have reached an all-time high.